congratulations. I know there's been a lot of talk about not getting a win. You've got the first league victory, and particularly a first half, I think, that you dominated. You've kept a clean sheet. How pleased are you?
Very pleased, Dan. I think after the week we've had in terms of questions, been a long week for everyone, all the players, the club, the staff, a lot of us. We wanted all the questions that got answered. I touched on it on Friday in the interview, saying like I've seen it all on the grass and the training field, but then he gave us the answers today. What I wanted, what we wanted, what me and Jed Brannan wanted, and we got that, and the fans got that. And to be fair to the fans, they were great today as well. They all behind the club. We started on the front foot and gave them something to cheer about. So and he stayed with us right through to the end. So well done to the fans as well.
We said in the build-up to our coverage today that nobody's more aware of the situation than the players and the coaching staff. Yeah. And you guys are the only ones that can affect it ultimately. Do you think we saw that desire from the first whistle today? Yeah,
I think so. As I said, I think the momentum was there from the first whistle. As soon as we got the ball in their final third, and whether it was a couple of passes or it was a ball that had been dropped in there, we were on the front foot. We got corners and then we got a couple of free kicks. And as I said, it gets the fans going, gives us a bit of momentum, gets us playing in their half, gets us on the front foot. But it's all right getting on the front foot. You've got to stay in the front foot. And I think if you've seen the performance in the first half, I think the game should have been out of sight, to be honest. We had chance after chance. I think we won every first contact. We picked up every second ball. We got the ball wide into the areas that we wanted to get into with Isaac Heath, who's an unbelievable talent. And Charlie Brown on the other side. They were putting balls in the box. And then you had Paddy Madden getting in there. You had Tyler Walton. I think Tyler on the back of it might have been a Ben Ward cross, I think, as well. On the back post, and he knows he's got to do better. Similar header to it was last week at Cheltenham. But as I say, you would have no problems there if you'd have gone 3 or 4 in half time.
In a strange way, because you didn't get more than one goal in that spell, does that make a clean sheet all the more satisfying? Because very little happened in that second half, and it felt like you kept Colchester at arm's length.
Yeah, well, we had to. So you have that. You could, a bit of nerves comes in, a bit of pressure to actually hold on to what you've got, the clean sheet. But as I said, I was really proud of every single one of me and Jed Brannan were proud of them all because they've gone out second half. We didn't come off it. Dave made substitutions straight away. We knew that. What they threw at us, we just seen it and raised it and just went again ourselves in terms of keeping them at arm's length. Like you said, I think we had a couple of chances ourselves and, I'm just proud of the lads and the way we've gone about. The response from last week to this week was just brilliant. The week we've had, I said, and then to respond like that today to get 3 points was great.
A word for Isaac Sinclair, milestone moment for him with his first Football League goal. Everybody contributed to the game, of course, but specifically him being the match winner, how much is that a reward for the way he's played since you signed him?
Brilliant. Well, that's what we've seen when we've seen him non-league. I mean, me and Jed went to watch him quite a lot. We'd monitor him all last season, if you like. And he's come in and we knew he could score at that level. We've asked him now, he needs to get his stats up in terms of scoring at this level. You could say he's just finding his feet in this league, but he's a top player, he's robust, he bounces off challenges, he comes away with the ball, he sees the game, he's a talent, and that's what he needs to add to his game now to literally move up the leagues.
You mentioned some of the conversations that have been had. You've had a difficult week on the training pitch and I'm sure in meeting rooms and stuff. Emotionally, how difficult is it? How difficult is it to see the bigger picture, to not get caught up in everything, to not be, frankly, worried?
Yeah, well, how can you... you can't be worried after 6 games. So, fans and everyone else think, oh, here we go again, we'll have a season. We had the season we had last year, which was a massive achievement in keeping this football club. And it wasn't the targets we set at the start of the season, but it was the way it went the way it went. So, we've learned from them experiences. We don't want it again. It took us 7 games now to get the first win, not 10. So, these lads are giving everything. And last week they didn't. They know, and in terms of emotions and pressure and everything else, I can only deal and influence what I can, which is on the training ground every day, when I see the lads in the dressing room, when I speak to them, how we conduct ourselves, and that's all I can do, and that's all we can do, and then we can go out and ask them to do the job. Last week they didn't do the job. You can say, we never didn't do our job because we might have picked the wrong team, we might have picked the wrong shape, we might have picked the wrong set, whatever word you want to use, whatever way you want to look at it, because we got a negative result. This week, you could say we got everything right because we got a positive result. We had a really, really good first half. We kept them at arm's length in the second half. And, in terms of emotions now, emotions are better than they were last week.
And is the important thing now this is the start of something, that you can go on one of those runs that you've had in the past and you stay in the positive in terms of unbeaten or winning games or whatever it may be?
It has to be, Dan. That's it. And the challenge is going to do it again. And I always talk about the three things at once, and the last one is consistency. And that's it. They have to throw a consistent performance in, whether it's a first half or a second half, full 90, whatever minutes you play, or just as an individual, and collectively as a team. And if you do that, then you won't be far away from whatever objective or goals that you've set. And that's it. Now you've got a little bit of momentum now, and we need to take that forward.
One little bit of housekeeping. Paddy Madden at half-time, what's the situation there?
Just felt his calf like last week. I think we got more minutes out of him last week against Cheltenham, but it was coming up, so we took no chances and took him off at half-time. But as I said, Charlie Caton's gone on, and he's done well. I couldn't fault it. Even the lads off the field, Conor Grant, Farran Rawson, Charlie Brown, not Charlie Brown, Sean Worley. Just all the lads that are injured, Conor O'Brien, they're all round, Finn Tunstall, Angiola, they're all round, they're all round the lads. The seniors are talking to the lads in all the right way. And you can see that we're all in this together, you know what I mean? And we keep pushing now that we've got the momentum. We're just looking forward to the next game now.